Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to do a presentation about banking digitalization in improving service to customer satisfaction. Before the beginning, let me introduce my team. My name is Prima Waluyojati and my friends are Setyaningsih, Lisna, Andriyani and Nunung Sudriyani. So let's start the presentation. Introduction. Bank is a company engaged in the field of finance service banking sector. The rapid development of the banking world today creates very tight competition between banks to compete to attract customers by providing various and quality banking products. To win the competition, every organization of banking service provider must pay attention to the needs and desires of consumer or customers and try to meet their expectations so as to be able to provide satisfaction to their customers. In this regard, banks must have end-to-end digital service. This means that the service at customer service and back office run fast and the payment collection system is done digitally. Along with the growth of the e-commerce business, the banking world is also required to be able to follow the trend of digital transactions, including in terms of cashless payments, brickless banking, to the presence of new sectors in industry in the form of e-community, fintech, and internet-based financial banking service. The number is increasing in Indonesia. So, referring to data from Bank Indonesia or BI, the value of digital payment transactions or electronic money reached by 42.19 trillion throughout 2019. Sugianto 2019, this figure increased 4 times compared to the previous year's transaction value of 12.37 trillions. Meanwhile, Morgan Stanley research published last February showed the large number of digital payment users and transactions in Indonesia. The result of survey of 1,562 respondents, 20% of whom choose to use digital payment service from fintech company rather than those owned by banks, telecommunications companies, or e-commerce. From the survey result, 90% of respondents claim to be users of digital wallets belonging to fintech companies. Users of digital wallets belong to banks 65%, telecommunication providers 39%, and digital service belong to e-commerce 35%. And the literature review and hypothesis development. Bank Syariah Mandiri became one of the largest Islamic bank in Indonesia by serving the Infobank Banking Service Excellence Award 2019, including the Golden Trophy for best overall performance for 6 consecutive years, rank 1 for best overall performance, rank 2 for best security performance, rank 1 best overall performance minus e-bank, rank 1 best customer service performance, rank 1 best teller performance, rank 1 best phone performance, rank 3 chatbot performance, new in this year, rank 1 performance opening website application account, new this year. What is the interesting is how Bank Syariah Mandiri's strategy is to be able to maintain the competitive advantage of its digital service products so as not to be overtaken by duplication and adoption of other commercial banks and the increasingly mushrooming fintech industry. A number of marketplaces. Another research by Rika Mawarni, Muhammad Iqbal Fasa and Suharto entail optimizing the digital banking performance of Islamic Bank in the COVID-19 pandemic. In December 2020, UYD is back increased by 13.25%. Value of non-cash payment transactions with ATMs, debit cards, and credit cards in December. Positive growth again 1.36% after experiencing contraction in the previous month. Digital economy and financial transactions continue to grow at a high rate in line with the increasingly widespread use of e-commerce platforms and digital instruments during the pandemic, as well as strong preference and acceptance society is going digital. This can be seen from the value of electronic money, or EU, transactions in December 2020, which grew 30.44%. In addition, digital bank transactions also continue to increase. In December 2020, the volume of digital banking transactions reached 513.7 million transactions, or grew 41.53%, with a value of digital transactions reached 2,775.5 trillion, or grew 13.91%. Meanwhile, nominal e-commerce transactions increased by 19.55% in the third quarter, so that over 2020 grew 29.6% in 2020, supported by increasing public preference for the use of digital platforms and promotion strategy. Okay, this is the method. A research approach. The type of research used in the research is quantitative research with descriptive method. The approach to this research is research by survey, which become the independent variable. Okay, efficiency X1, reliable X2, compliance X3, privacy X4, responsiveness X5, and contact X6, while the dependent variable Y is customer satisfaction. In this study, the population is every customer of Bank Syariah Mandiri Bekasi branch in Bekasi City who use e-banking facilities, as many as 1,532 people. B. The population and sampling determination of the sample size in this study was carried out using the Slovene formula as follows. Okay, this is, you can see. Okay, and then the results and the discussion. Okay, you can see the table of multiplier regression test result. Okay, so from the result of the multiplier linear regression equation, it can be seen that A. Constants of 3387, it means that if the variable efficiency X1, reliability X2, fulfillment X3, privacy X4, responsiveness X5, and content X6 do not exceed of the value is 0, then customer satisfaction with BSM digital service is 3387. B. The regression coefficient of the efficiency variable X1 is 0.426. It means that if efficiency is increased by 1 unit, then customer satisfaction has increased by 0.426 units. The positive coefficient means that there is a positive relationship between efficiency and customer satisfaction. The higher the efficiency, the higher the customer satisfaction. C. The regression coefficient of the reliability variable X2 is a negative, namely minus 0.048. Negative constants generally occur if there is a wide range between x, independent variable, and y, response variable. For example, x has a value range of 1 until 8, while y has a value range of 100 until 200. 35. The coefficient is negative, meaning that if the reliable variable x2 increase 1 unit, then customer satisfaction will decrease by 0.048. And D. The fulfillment variable regression coefficient x3 is 0.377. It means that if fulfillment is increased by 1 unit, then customer satisfaction has increased by 0.377 units. The positive coefficient means that there is a positive relationship between fulfillment and customer satisfaction. The higher the fulfillment, the higher the customer satisfaction. E. Privacy variable regression coefficient x4 is 0.275. This means that if privacy is increased by 1 unit, then customer satisfaction has increased by 0.275 units. The positive coefficient means that there is a positive relationship between privacy and customer satisfaction. The higher the privacy, the higher the customer satisfaction. F. The regression coefficient of the responsiveness variable x5 is 0.272. That means that if responsiveness is increased by 1 unit, then customer satisfaction has increased by 0.272 units. The positive coefficient means that there is a positive relationship between responsiveness and customer satisfaction. The higher the responsiveness, the higher the customer satisfaction. And the G, the regression coefficient of the contact variable x6 is 0.460. This means that if the contact is increased by 1 unit, then customer satisfaction has increased by 0.272 units. The positive coefficient means that there is a positive relationship between contact and customer satisfaction. The higher the contact and the higher the customer satisfaction. Okay, so this is the test simultaneous test. You can see the table. And the table 3 result of the coefficient of determination model summary. Okay, let me explain this. A. Dependent variable is satisfaction. And B. Prediction, constant, contact, reliability, privacy, fulfillment, responsiveness, efficiency based on table 4.17 above. The F-count value is 29.139 with a sig value of nil. This shows that the value of F-count is greater than F-table and the value of sig is less than 0.1. Thus, H nil is rejected and HA is accepted. This means that the significant influence on customer satisfaction, efficiency, reliability, fulfillment, privacy, responsiveness, and contact together have a significant influence on customer satisfaction. And so the prediction, constant, contact, reliability, privacy, fulfillment, responsiveness, efficiency, dependent variable. Okay, based on the table above, the number of R2, R square is 0.653 or 65.3%. This shows that the percentage contribution of the influence of the variable efficiency, reliability, fulfillment, privacy, responsiveness, and contact on customer satisfaction variable are 65.3%. Okay, so the conclusion based on the formulation of the problem and the result of hypothesis testing that have been proposed using the multiple linear regression analysis model. It can be concluded that the effort of Bank Syariah Mandiri in improving the quality of its service through digital service transformation, or can be called digitalization, and its effect on customer satisfaction in terms of the dimension of satisfaction measurement by Pasuraman, namely efficiency x1, reliability x2, fulfillment x3, privacy f4, responsiveness x5, and contact x6, which affect the dependent variable y. Customer satisfaction has a simultaneous influence from the result of the f-tests which have been done. As for the result of the partial test, it can be concluded that the variables that have influence of the independent variable used in the model are able to explain 65.3% of the variation in the dependent variable, while the remaining 34.7% is influenced or explained by other variables that are not included in this research model. Customer satisfaction is efficiency, reliability, fulfillment, and contact. The reliability variable has negative value, which means it has negative effect on customer satisfaction. At the contact variable becomes the dominant variable. So the suggestion, based on the conclusion obtained in the study, suggestions are proposed as a complement to the research result that can be given as follows. 1. Future research are expected to be able to examine the focus of research with a variable related to service quality in online service, or e-serve-qual. 2. Using more complete and accurate test methods and equipment so that a more valid conclusion is obtained. And 3. Companies must be able to improve all dimensions of service quality variable. So that's all from my presentation. Sorry if I have a mistake. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.